All systems are go, Lex. We even have perfect weather.
Mercy Graves served as Lex Luthor's bodyguard for a long time. Her past is unclear before she came to work for Lex, but whatever her origin, she found work as his bodyguard and assistant and has remained loyal to him for many years. Mercy is a very skilled hand-to-hand fighter and shows proficiency with her dual laser pistols. She's also intelligent and has a rather calm demeanor. And with that brief summary out the way, let me quickly go ahead and mention the 2 episodes that I'll be going over and discuss how I'll break them down. The episodes we'll be looking at today are titled The Batman/Superman Story Part 1 and The Batman/Superman Story Part 2. And like always, there will be some skips taken within the episodes themselves, even more than usual this time, but as normal, that's just to stay focused on our villain of the day. Oh, and before getting into everything, I want to go ahead and apologize for the length of the video. Mercy just doesn't have that much screen time, and in turn, there's not a whole lot to say about her. Regardless, I hope y'all are able to sit back, relax, and enjoy. With that said, let's dive right into The Batman/Superman Story Part 1. 1 year after the Joining's attack, which devastated Gotham City, Superman is scheduled to arrive with a giant-sized check representing Sister City Metropolis's donations to the rebuilding. Superman then arrives and presents the check. However, a green-eyed man named Metallo leaps onto the stage and shoves Superman aside with greater than human strength. Eventually though, Superman along with Batman and Robin are able to defeat Metallo. Skipping ahead, in Metropolis, industrialist Lex Luthor gets word that Metallo has been defeated and that the kryptonite has disappeared. Frustrated with the lack of villains in Metropolis, Luthor decides to go to Gotham City to recruit some of its local talent. Looking past Luthor's plans, this is where we get our first look at Mercy. And like with most minor characters, there's not really much to say about her during her first scene, as she barely says anything. However, this scene does show the calm demeanor I mentioned in the beginning. Also, with Mercy knowing Luthor's plans and remaining loyal anyways, we can deduce that Mercy is either nearly or just as heartless as Luthor himself. But we didn't really need this scene to tell us that. I mean, what kind of good person works for Luthor after knowing what his ultimate goals are? Like I said, we didn't really need the scene to tell us that. It's rather obvious. Skipping ahead again, after dispatching of Clayface, Mr. Freeze, Bane, and Black Mask, a furious Superman flies off to Luthor's Gotham City headquarters, and Lex reveals that he has Poison Ivy captured and has modified her mind control plant spores with kryptonite. Luthor then exposes Superman to the spores and forces the Man of Steel to bow down to him. And this would be the final scene to close out the episode. Again, there is not really much to say about Mercy here, as she actually says nothing and is just shown being calm as usual. However, because of that, we'll dive into something of note from her previous scene that I forgot to mention. After Lex tells her to get the jet ready and that they'll be going to Gotham in order to find some allies, Mercy smiles with great pleasure. This lets us know that she enjoys the chaos that Lex and other criminals bring. An exact answer as to why is unknown, but it's obvious that she likes what she and Lex does. And now we'll move on to the Batman/Superman story Part 2. We'll start at Lex's weapons lab, where we see Mercy giving out orders to the lower level employees. After Batman breaks into the room that Mercy is in and locates newly manufactured battle robots, Lex enters the room and he and Mercy activate said newly manufactured battle robots. This small scene just goes back to what I said about her being intelligent, as she's able to operate Luthor's high-tech computer as well as the advanced software and programs they're using as well. It ultimately lets us know that she's well-rounded in many aspects. Skipping ahead yet again, as Batman and Superman clash, a news helicopter broadcasts the fight over the news, and Luthor watches with great satisfaction. Mercy then asks if they should delay the countdown, to which Luthor shuts down, saying that Superman causing a distraction only plays in their favor. Skipping ahead once again, Mercy begins the countdown, and soon after, she opens the silos to launch the now activated battle robots. Fortunately, Superman is able to dispatch of the robots that were launched as Batman and Robin make their way into the lab. Once inside, Batman throws explosive batarangs at Luthor's computer. Mercy then emerges from the smoke, and her 2 laser pistols shoot out from her sleeves right into her palms. Once in hand, she begins firing at both Batman and Robin as Luthor tells her to keep on them and makes his exit. And this is where we see that weapon proficiency that I mentioned in the beginning. She's not only able to hold Batman and Robin back with her suppression fire, but she's also able to shoot the batarangs while firing from the hip before they can hit her. This lets us know that she has more than killer aim. During the fight, Luthor emerges from the floor in a giant robot mech, to which Mercy runs to and says, "Lex, what about me?" Right after she says this, she gets disarmed due to her being distracted and wrapped up in some bolus. And that would be the last time we ever saw Mercy Graves within the Batman. I know I've said this a lot, but there's really not much to say about Mercy. She's intelligent, loyal, even if it's to the wrong person, and is more than capable of handling her own. I do wish, however, we actually got to see more of her throughout the series, as I feel she was a great addition to it overall. But now, moving off of the life and personality of Mercy and on to her design and voice actress. Mercy's design consists of a sleek black jumpsuit with a red stripe on the center and sleeves, paired with some black boots. Her design is more than simple, but that's the case with most bodyguards. Her design also fits her character, seeing as it allows her to move more freely when in combat. It's definitely not a standout design or anything, but it still gets the job done. As I always say, it's simple yet effective. And now we'll move on to Mercy Graves' voice actress, with that being Gwendolyn Yo. And for those that didn't know, she played Rika Raja in the Uncharted series, Pain in Kingdom Hearts 2, and Nala Se in Star Wars The Bad Batch, as well as many, and I do mean many, other great roles. So huge shout out to Gwendolyn Yo. With all that said though, this has been the Merciless Guile of Mercy Graves. If you made it this far into the video, comment down your favorite bodyguard type character within the Batman 2004. I always love to hear y'all's opinions. Also, like always, huge shout out to Mercenary X84 and Best Man Gamer for still being members. I know this is beyond old at this point, but I seriously can't thank you both enough for the massive support y'all have been showing non-stop. Just know that I really appreciate you both, and I can't thank y'all enough. And the same goes for everyone else. Thank you all so much for being a part of this journey, and thank you all so much for sticking around. I'm beyond grateful and extremely thankful to have this community. So thank you all for comprising the community and making it what it is. It truly wouldn't be the same without y'all. But anyways, with my ramblings finally out the way, it's been ugly, and I'll see y'all in the next one.